We're here at our friend's Park Tool to find out about a design classic, the AWS-1. Well, actually, we're going to see the factory tour as well. Let's go! So, how did Park develop this cult classic amongst workshop mechanics? How do they develop a design classic that's in, well, the Museum of Modern Art? Because it's such a well-designed product. Well, this is a slightly older version. It's still current though. You can buy this exact tool. This one's just nicely worn in, which is a good sign of a good tool. Well, it all started with this little tool. Someone who can tell us all about Park and this tool, Eric. Mr. Park Tool. Hi.
My unofficial name.
Thank you. So, for me, this is a real cult classic. And it spawned, whilst I'm saying this is the original one, it spawned like a myriad of extras. And I don't know many tools that have got a 50th anniversary version.
Right. Yeah, so we came out with this in the mid-'80s.
Okay.
And we started with an extrusion, drilled holes in it, we pressed the hexes in, and we made it like that for probably 10 years.
Okay.
It feels great in your hand. People got used to having it and using it every day.
It's kind of stolen out of the warehouse now, and it's the same.
Right. Right, so we said, how do we make these so that they last forever? And inside of here are L shapes, and then it's molded around with basically fiberglass infused.
Oh, okay, to build the strength in
Right.
it. Okay.
Plastic, right.
And whilst I'm talking about the AWS-1, you've got a myriad of different ones. We've got some here as well, just to, I guess, flag how useful it is having, especially on a bike where there is no standard bolt. There's always more than one bolt that you need, or hex, or, well, torque as well. You've got lots of different offerings.
Right, and we make spoke wrenches with that shape. I mean, it just fits so nice in your hand, right?
Yeah.
And you get used to using it. Spoke wrenches, we have an electronics tool, we have different size hexes, we have torques or star-shaped fittings. Here's at 8, 9, and 10. Well, it's 8, 9, and 10 right there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the spoke wrench.
Oh,
8,
yeah.
9, and 10.
Yep.
You don't have a lot of nuts and bolts on a bike anymore.
Yeah.
But when you run across one, there it is, and it fits right in your hand.
So how did you kind of develop this tool? Is it like, did you kind of like sit down and design it and engineer it, or has it just come from the workshop?
Well, I can't take credit for it. I think mechanics are always looking for an advantage to make things faster or smoother or do a better job. The development of that tool was actually done by my father in the early 80s. I started in 83, so we were just starting to make those when I started. So I didn't have any influence on that. But we get ideas from mechanics, from people who actually work on the bikes. We have a history of working on bikes because we came from the retail side and the repair side, but certainly times have changed. And so we have people on the front line who are talking to the mechanics, talking to the manufacturers. We know what's coming out and we're trying to stay ahead of that. But a lot of it is either ergonomics or speed or just, hey, we want to make a really cool tool that does this. Yeah.
And so I'm assuming that the kind of early process was, I guess, like on paper, you're drawing stuff, you're making engineering drawings and getting manufactured. But we've we've moved on sort of 40 odd years. Yeah. Is that still the process here?
It's kind of the process here.
Okay.
Right, we may start with an idea. We have an engineering team. And again, it would include people like Truman and Calvin who are out there talking to mechanics. And then we get together and say, what do you think of this idea or that idea? And from there, we boil it down, and then it goes to the engineers. And the engineers are basically in charge of making it work, making an idea work, materials, design, specs on lots of things. Right? And so, it goes to engineering, and then we may come back to that group and say, here's our idea, what do you think? And then we kind of boil it down again, and then it may go to prototype, and then we give a final approval, and then maybe it gets tooled, or we program the machine, and we make the tools.
Oh, wow. This is amazing. It's huge.
Yeah, it's pretty good size.
Yeah.
So when people ask what we do and what we actually get our hands on, I say we're light manufacturing. So we don't do our own stampings or castings, heat treat, plating, things like that. But we do a lot of machining, we do a lot of welding, and we do a lot of assembly. So part of it is coordinating parts. We have 100 local suppliers that do different things. And then it's all about getting the parts here all at the same time. And then we get our hands on it in final assembly, or sometimes we get our hands on it in welding and so on. And then in machining, we create things from scratch.
Wow, I didn't know that. Is, I mean, I should know. Let's, can we just explore?
Of course. So this is the assembly area.
Okay.
And I mean, it could be things like riveting or actual assembly or calibrating. There's a lot that goes on here. And these guys move around. We do things in batches, so they move around every day.
Okay.
And like over here, he's assembling crank pullers.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We sell tens of thousands of crank pullers, so they have to be put together.
Yep.
And over here, we have our station that does wheel truing stands.
Okay, yeah.
So this product goes way back to the 70s. We're on probably our 5th iteration of this now. This is a TS 2.3. We've made them taller, we've made them wider, we've made them more accurate over the years. But these are all assembled and then ready for calibration.
So you do all of that here?
We do all that here.
In terms of the assembly and the calibration as well?
And a lot of the parts on that we weld on our robots.
Oh.
And then they may go out for powder coating, then come back and then we assemble. And this is something we're always building.
Impressive.
So what we have here is laser engraving, which is in a lot of our products, it's the final step.
Okay.
Right, so we'll just start with that. But right now he's doing, these are for picks.
Yes.
So our pick set. So we're just basically putting our logo and the part number on these. But we use this to identify bottom bracket tools and threadless nut setters and chain checkers that we saw.
Of course, yeah.
Those all get laser engraved here. And you gotta remember, laser engraving, it really works best if you do it on anodized aluminum parts.
Okay.
You can do it on steel, but it's not the best way to do it.
Okay.
Right.
So these are going to be aluminium products, and I guess you've got to get them in the right place, I guess, because you need the consistency of the lasering being in the same place.
It's basically a nesting tray, and they all go in the same. It's pretty straightforward. And then he's putting them in and pushing the button, and it's all programmed and ready to go.
Wow.
Yeah. We do have some kind of specialized tools for manufacturing. This one we had built, and it's basically cutting chain.
Oh, wow.
So we get it on a roll.
Okay, yeah.
And it's cutting chain because we make chain whips. And we will set up to do the long one, and we'll set up to do the short one. And as you can see, we just get a bin of them, and then they go from here to assembly.
Okay, so we've got the lengths of chain for the chain tools and the chain whips, but how do you get them on? Do you just use a chain tool to rivet them on?
Well, kind of a complicated chain tool.
Okay.
It's a big riveting machine.
Oh, wow.
And we make 5 or 6 different types of chain whips, right? Single speed, we make, most of our derailleur chain whips are made with 11-speed chain, which still fits everything. But we basically rivet them on. So we have a special rivet made. And then you'll see Greg is doing these here.
Okay,
Just as a side story, Greg's been here over 30 years doing different jobs for us.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of experience out here.
Yeah.
A lot of people who know what they're doing.
Yeah, and people that want to work here for an age.
Yeah, how about that?
So from chains to, well, the other classic part tool item, the chain checker.
Right, the one we just talked about, how we manufacture it. Now we go to the assembly. So we've got what we call the bar and the paddle. And the paddle has the numbers on it.
Yep.
And it's basically a percentage of stretch.
Okay, yep.
And wear in your chain. And so Chris here is just assembling them. It's pretty straightforward. But what we have to do before that is we have to press these 2 little pins in,
Okay, yep.
and they have to be done perfectly straight every time.
Yep.
So we have a fixture for that too. So even though this is a pretty simple tool, there's a lot of steps.
Yeah. And to get the accuracy and the precision in that part.
Exactly. So now we're coming into our machining department. So we have CNC lathes, mills, presses, things like that. So these lathes are basically turning parts.
Okay.
These 2 right now are running steel.
Okay, yep.
And we also obviously run aluminium.
Yep.
Yeah. And the aluminum parts go faster. So,
Okay.
Right. But we also just happen to be running the CC2 bars.
Oh, cool.
That we talked about up in engineering.
Okay, can we have a look?
Yep, let's go take a look.
So what's happening? I can see a robot.
Right, so this is the caliper arm for the TS 4.2, 4.3. And yeah, we're just welding the 3 stampings together and a threaded, basically pivoting shaft
Okay,
with the threads on it. And we'll see in a minute, he's loading the parts out there.
Okay, yep.
And then it comes in here and welds, rotates in here, and it rotates out. He unloads those parts, puts new parts in, and we do it again and again and again.
So it's like an advanced fitment and fitting again from the chain checking tool where we saw it was pressed in and sort of spring loaded. This is kind of up again in terms of we're not just machining, we're going to be like welding stuff together.
The parts have to be in the same place, and you have to have a consistent part.
Okay, because the robot is, well, it's really good at repeating the weld.
Same thing over and over.
Okay, but it's not looking at the part.
Right. This is our second welding robot, and right now he's doing DAG 2.2.
Oh, yeah.
Derailleur alignment gauge.
Yep.
Derailleur hanger alignment gauge. And so we make the boss here on the machine over there. And we buy the tube and fish mount it so it fits on a round piece.
Okay.
And then here's where we weld it.
Oh, okay. So they're racked up. Again, we've got that fixture and fitting to make sure they're in exactly the right place.
Yep.
And then, so it looks like one side's been welded. So does it do one side at a time and then we do
Right, because they're identical sides and we can do more at a time rather than one and turning it.
Yep.
Or standing it straight up and going all the way around it. We choose to flip them over and do the other side.
Okay.
So he's got to keep track of
which
one
he's
doing. Yeah. But it works out pretty well, and we obviously do a lot of these.
Yeah, of course.
It's kind of a staple of the industry. So we just saw this being welded. Now it comes over here, and you see that these are 2 steel parts. So we're going to get some scale on here from the heat.
Yep.
So then basically we buff every part because this gets plated in electroless nickel.
Okay.
Electroless nickel is, it's like chrome plating, but it puts a much thinner coat on of plating, and it's hard yet, like chrome, nickel chrome. So we'll buff every one of these because then they have to go out to the plater. And we want them to look good because we would get shadowing up in here.
Okay, yep.
And we want to knock off all the little welding spatter.
Okay.
So this is where we keep the finished product.
Okay.
So this is where we pick shipments from. And we mostly deal in bare quantities because we ship to distributors who ship to retailers.
Okay.
And every order is a little bit different because it's a different country.
Yeah.
We send to about 75 countries now.
Wow.
And we don't tend to ship small packages, although you can, in the US, you can buy off our website.
Okay.
But we tend to make bigger shipments that fill a container fill a trailer or whatever.
So for me in the UK, you deal with Madison. So you do
Madison, yep.
Like you do a container shipment to them?
Yep.
Wow.
And maybe more than one. It depends on what they order because some of our things are big.
Of course.
Right? Repair stands, our electric lift repair stand, they take up a lot of space. But we make a lot of small things too.
Exactly.
And they're heavy.
Yeah.
So we have to be concerned about the size and the weight when we ship.
So is this where they're going to ship them out from?
This is where we ship them out from. And basically, this is how a shipment ends up.
Okay.
And then that's ready to be picked up now. And usually this area is full, but we get end of the week and hopefully we're moving things out here.
Yep. It's just huge.
It is. This is our 4th location.
Okay.
So we started in the back of the bike shop.
Yep.
Then we built a building that was about 17,000 square feet.
Okay.
Then we went to 40,000 square feet. And now we're a little over 100,000 square feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
The scale is huge.
Yeah. It's sometimes I have to step back and go, what have we done here?
Yeah, it's good. Not what we've done. It's like, wow, look at what we've done.
Yeah.
So we've got shipping, we've got loads of product, but are these still products?
They are products. These are all small parts, all replacement parts.
Oh.
So we've been making product for 60 years.
Okay.
And we have some replacement parts for things we made 50, 60 years ago.
Wow.
But the idea is that we want you to be able to service what we make.
Okay.
And so we have them here. It's the same parts we use to build things, but we have a separate area where we keep those and you can order replacement parts.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is the packaging department, and it's not really just as simple as packaging because this is really our final form of QC.
Okay.
So these people get their hands on every product that we put in a box, a tube, a blister. We make kits here. So they're the final people to see it and basically approve it.
We've got lots of bits, but they're not finished.
Right. So between every stage of a product's life, they come here to our QC department. So we can't check thousands of parts, but we check samples of each batch of everything.
Okay.
So just for reference, what we have here, we've got spoke wrenches, and now these, we've had them assembled, brazed. We put them on a belt sander and grind a chamfer on each one.
Yep.
Now the next stage for these is to go to plating.
Okay, yep.
And then it goes to dipping.
Okay.
So this one little spoke wrench got about 5 steps to it.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So what we'll check here is our QC department. Sean will check basically that these have been ground properly and so on. The next part is for one of our repair stands. So we made these on one of our machines.
Okay, yeah.
So he's going to measure that, make sure they're all good to go. And these are going off to tumbling just to take the sharp edge off.
Okay.
These are extensions for a touring stand to make it taller.
Okay, for bigger wheels.
For bigger wheels. And then he's checking the size on a BBT tool, bottom bracket
yeah. Oh, so he's using a tool there and just pushing it in.
It's a go, no go gauge. And right now, that part of it, he's just checking the ID.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And then there's other parts on that he'll check. But this one, he's getting a sample to make sure they're done at the right internal size.
Okay. The scale of the facility here is incredible, but there's loads of fun stuff that I want to keep asking questions about.
Yeah.
And one of the things that it's caught my eye is these aluminium extrusions.
They are.
What are they for?
This is for our electric lift stand.
Oh,
right.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the big mast up the middle.
Yes.
And yeah, it's a big extrusion.
Okay.
And so these are basically being staged because the next step is to have them anodized.
Okay, got you.
And we use a hard black anode. It wears better, it lasts longer. These are never going to be in the sun, but you've seen a lot of anodized things that fade in the sun.
Okay, yeah.
So anything that we have that we anodize that has wear up and down, we use the hard black anode.
Okay.
It's more expensive, takes longer, but it lasts a lot longer.
So it's a better product.
Yeah.
Wow, you get a real sense of scale up here of just vastness of this warehouse and facility. It's amazing. And then also we've got loads of Schwinns, I think, loads of bikes.
Loads of bikes.
What's that about?
Well, everyone's got their own story, but we were Schwinn dealers back in the day, and I'll talk more about that later. But basically, I've bought some, I've acquired some. Some people say, hey, I got this old bike, you want it? And we got the space, so I just hang it up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, some of them have some value, some of them are just old bikes. And some of them are the ones my kids rode when they were little.
Oh,
so
nice.
Just hang them up, and now the grandkids will use them.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And then you've got more bikes down there. What's going on in there?
Those are the spare bikes for the studio. I'll show you the studio. These are prop bikes.
Okay.
And they kind of come and go, but it's hard to always have the latest and greatest.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to buy a lot of parts. We have to borrow things from bike shops. But these are kind of the standby, like, if we're going to show pedals or we're going to show wheels or whatever, we can kind of reuse these bikes. Which
makes sense. And I think it's also, from my experience of the bike industry, you're always there with newer tools. Sometimes the bike industry isn't quite, they'll have invented some new standard, new bottom bracket standard often. And I guess your relationship with the industry to be like, okay, cool, we can help you on the tool side is so important.
Right. I mean, so we're not the one that made a new standard.
Yeah, agreed.
But we like to think of ourselves as the one that, all right, we can help you out.
Yeah.
Right. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And not every niche brand necessarily makes a new product that we're going to cover right away. Sometimes you have to sit back and go, well, let's see what happens.
Of course, yeah, because there's been so many kind of like, here's the new standard.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking yesterday to Calvin and Truman about a wheel offset spacing, and they were kind of like, oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Because the brand was really invested in it, and they'd gone on quite a lot of their high-end bikes, and now it's just melted away. But
all the different headsets, all the different bottom brackets, all the different standards, right?
Yeah.
One off doesn't make a standard.
Yes.
Right? So we have to kind of weigh all those things to say, when do we jump in? Do we jump in?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the studio.
Oh, wow. This is huge.
Yeah, so
this is massive.
Yeah. So we're upstairs in the factory.
Yep.
We're on a mezzanine. And on one side, we do our photography for the website and packaging and things like that. But here's where Calvin and Truman do our repair help videos. We do product videos up here. We do a little bit of storytelling. We've got a desk we can pull out and pretend like we're on a news set like you do. And it's a functional shop, but we're really just showing how your bike works.
And I think that's where you're so different from, any other tool brand that I can think of, not necessarily just in the bike industry, but the active education of kind of like, okay, you've got a problem with your bike. Mm-hmm. Not only there's the tool, it's like, okay, cool, let's identify where that problem is, and there might be a tool to help fix you. And here's the best way to fix it. Right. It's huge.
Teach a man to fish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so from the beginning, when we set out to do a video, back in the day, and Calvin was wearing a chesty, and they were pretty bad. But once we decided to invest in having real videos, the idea was we want to teach people how their bike works. First priority. Of course, we're going to use Park Tool products. But it's not a sales pitch. It's teach people how their bike works, teach them how they can fix it, teach them how they can maintain it, teach them why we believe having the right tools is paramount.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, I've got, I guess, my own story of kind of when I first started to work on bikes, and I had, the wrong tools, and I didn't know what I was doing, because I guess I was in this wonderful gloria of mountain biking where it was evolving really quickly. Yeah. And like the Blue Book, the Park Tool book was the benchmark, and it was fantastic in terms of awesome descriptions, awesome how-tos, and I still lean into the book and the videos now.
Right.
Yeah.
And the second part of that is, if we're going to do videos, we're going to do them really well.
Yeah.
So that if people say, I want to know how to put a new chain on, they go, to us because they know we're going to have it and it's going to be well done and it's going to tell them what they need to know.
Yeah, it's the benchmark.
Yeah.
Now, Eric, there's something I've noticed that, well, Park Tool is blue, but there's the occasional red tool. What's the story?
Well, that one's got a different story than the original red tools.
Oh.
That one is a fractional three-way.
Oh.
So that's why that one's red, just to distinguish it.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
So it's not metric, that's imperial.
Imperial, yes. And then we also make we made a green one, and that was 2, 2.5, and 3 millimeter.
Right.
Right, just so you could quickly
course.
identify.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to go over here, there are some red tools on our history wall.
Yeah.
So, like those cone wrenches.
Yeah.
Because in the very beginning, in the late 60s, we made tools exclusively for Schwinn Bicycle Company.
Oh, wow.
So everything was red because that's their color.
Okay.
We were Schwinn dealers.
Right.
So we started making red. They were the only people we sold to. Now, this is before my time.
Okay.
But then there was a big disruption in their distribution, et cetera, and they became their own distributors, so to speak. And the other ones that had been buying the Schwinn tools now needed tools, so that's when we changed to blue.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
There's lots I need to learn.
Yeah, it's not like we did research and what color are they. No, we switched to blue because it wasn't red.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you'll see a few things. You know, this is like an old original fourth hand, and that says Park Tool on it, but this one says Schwinn.
Oh, but it was the same tool.
It was the same tool.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of when our name became Park Tool, is because the bike shop was Hazel Park Schwinn. Hazel Park is an area of St. Paul.
Okay.
And then when we moved out of Hazel Park, it became Park Schwinn and
Park Tool. Okay.
Right.
Nice.
So, yeah, but yeah, you'll see a few things. That's an old chain tool up there.
Okay.
That's a CT2.
Oh, right. Yep.
Right. And we make all sorts of other CTs.
Yeah.
But that was back in the day when you just pushed the pin almost all the way out.
Oh.
And then you took them apart and you put them back together.
Yeah. Yep.
And you could do that fast.
Okay. Of course.
Right. There's a lot of examples of kind of the lifespan of a certain product. There's all our different cable cutters. There's all these headset wrenches, which we don't make half of anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Because the times have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of things. This would be another example of a Schwinn repair stand because it was red.
Okay, so it's got the red, like kind of dipped.
Yep.
I'm guessing it's dipped, and then you've got the Schwinn handle.
Yep.
But then underneath we've got the Hazel Park Cycle Center.
Right.
Okay.
Nobody said that everything made sense.
No,
Right,
but
yeah.
so is that one of the first
This would have
stands?
been early on repair stand, probably mid to late 60s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have the first one still?
We have the prototype that my father and his partner's name is Art Engstrom.
Okay.
And we have the first one they built for their own use, and I can show you that.
That'd be amazing.
All right.
So this is the prototype?
This is the prototype. So before, and we have pictures to prove this, they would work on bikes upside down.
No way.
Put it on the seat, on the handlebars, because they were changing tires, they were putting on chains. You know, there weren't a lot of gears back then. There weren't caliper brakes, all that. So they would turn it over. Well, they wanted to get the bike up in the air, so they built this out of kitchen table legs. I've been told this is either a shell casing or a printing roller.
Okay.
Filled with concrete. This is a truck axle. This is some fabricated parts, a hockey stick. And I think this is some kind of industrial bike hub parts here.
Oh, okay.
So basically you pull the pin and you could rotate it.
Oh, so already from the off, you could adjust the position of where it was in the stand.
Right. Now, most of the frame tubing was the same size. So there wasn't a lot of adjustability in here. There is a little bit, but basically you're just gripping right on the frame. They didn't use seat posts. But here's the interesting thing. They get it up in the air, and then what do? Turn it upside down.
Okay.
They still worked on them upside down. Yeah, they
But
really did.
Okay, yeah.
But they're up here.
Yeah.
And that's really what a repair stand does for you, right?
Yeah.
It gets you, every auto mechanic in the world gets the car up here.
Yeah.
Right, to work on the wheels or whatever underneath. So yeah, and now from this stand, we make 20 some versions of repair stands. Yeah.
So this is literally where it started.
This is the one, and it weighs a lot. Yeah.
Well, that's where you started. I feel like that's where this little tour sort of wraps up, but it's fascinating to see. So thank you very much. It's been incredible.
Thank you.